Minecraft. When it's finished. Perhaps the game is finished by the time this video airs, or at least has had its full release. I'm sure the game is kind of never finished. This is episode 29 of Brian taking on Guude's 404 challenge map, and you knew it was going to come at some point, and here it finally is in today's episode. That's right, Ghasts! Look out! Hello and welcome back. Apologies, but you've missed a little something. So one thing, you'll notice that the sounds change. The sounds for doors and chests and bow and arrows and TNT explosions have all changed, despite the fact that I'm still in 1.8.1, and so I guess they update the sounds kind of out of band regardless. In any case, you'll recall there was the creeper well down here that as you went down, creepers started spawning and coming up. I have some recording of me going down and trying to attack that area, and I died many times and I lost a bunch of stuff. But unfortunately, yesterday was Kurt J. Mack's live stream. That's not the unfortunate part. That was great. It was fun both to be a part of the live stream, and Kurt ended up raising so much money for Child's Place charity. We got up to like 140% of the goal, which was really awesome. So people added another 40%, and it ended up being 12 hours long, and I stayed for pretty much the whole time. So that was a whole lot of fun. But I had adjusted my microphone for doing the Skype call, and so all of the video that I recorded of me trying to get down into that creeper well and exploding a bunch of times, the audio level of my microphone is turned way down, and so you can barely hear me. And so I think I'm just going to leave that out. It wasn't too exciting. I just died a whole bunch of times by creeper explosions and lost a whole bunch of stuff. And so at this point, yeah, I went through a couple sets of iron armor. I made a few more diamond tools. I lost a bunch of buckets. But I do think that there is not a wool down there. Basically, if you go down, there was like a big bedrock room, and it seems like it's just full of spawners, and it's only there to kind of like troll you and have more spawners in the room, as far as I can tell. So, I am going to leave that area behind. I'm going to go back to the Victory Monument. I'm going to bring back my stuff. We still have 3 more pieces of wool to get, and I'm not sure where to look for them. So I'll meet you back at the Victory Monument, and we'll try to figure out what to do next. Another thing I did when my microphone was turned down, so I just saw a creeper who had spawned over here and then fell down. We're over here at the Bedrock Maze, which you may or may not recall I discovered was geographically very close to the Victory Monument, and so basically I carved a way to get from one place to the other. Oops! Don't explode. Oh! Oh no! Well, I guess there was another creeper, and you guys just got to hear the new creeper explosion or TNT explosion sound. And I just blew up a bunch of my stuff again. And yeah, at this point, I don't know that there's really a point to the death counter. I'm up in the 30s. I died a bunch of times over at that creeper well in the stuff that I've edited out. I might try to show you some of that footage at a later date if I can ever make the audio work out better. But in any case, yes, we're dying a bunch of times. I was going to show you the way back to the Victory Monument, but apparently, I wonder, is there a creeper spawner over here somewhere still? Because there is still... Well, that's the creeper I guess I was in the midst of trying to kill. Did a creeper spawn up here and fall down? I just want to take a kind of closer look up here to see... Okay, my stone sword is still there and all this other stuff that I was carrying. And I think I've hit this guy a bunch of times, and so he might be about to die. So I might be able to punch him to death. Or he might go up and blow up some more of the rest of my stuff. I do kind of like the new TNT sound a lot, actually. Oh, my stone sword is still down there. Alright, that's good. And I am still holding a bunch of torches. And so I can relight this area and make sure future monsters don't spawn here, hopefully. Alright. So, where was I? Right, I was going to show you that I had created a new way to get back to the Victory Monument from over here. And it's not quite the most efficient way, because I kind of go up and down, but basically I was kind of digging all around from the Victory Monument where I heard some monsters, and then I found my way back. So here's the Victory Monument, and so the Bedrock Maze is right over there, and we kind of already knew that, because when you come out at the end of the Bedrock Maze, and it had that thing that said dig through here, you come up back through this little thing that was over here in the back of the Victory Monument, and so we knew they were close by. In any case, I'm back at the Victory Monument. My supplies are starting to dwindle a little bit in terms of diamonds and iron and stuff like that. I do have a little bit more iron cooking up in the chest. And there are places that I can go and find more diamonds that I still haven't dug up, and so I could get more diamonds if I need them as well, and it looks like I probably will. But more importantly, we have 3 pieces of wool yet to get, the brown, the green, and the red. And I don't know where to go looking for them. And so we need to figure that out. And so I'm going to do a little bit of thinking off camera and watching some of the previous videos, because I basically don't know where else I have not yet explored. And so I'm going to try to see if I can find a place that we haven't explored or some kind of missing passageway. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Here's what I thought of. It seems like the wolves were kind of roughly in groups of 4 in terms of the areas. And so far the only thing in this group of 4 we have is the black wool. And that was down in that room that was down at the void level, where we ended up going through a big long hallway, and I did not explore the whole room that was at the void level, and so perhaps that leads to another intersection, and that's where I need to go. And so I have used up lots of iron and diamonds to go ahead and get myself ready in terms of new tools. It just occurs to me I'll probably want to set up a forward base over there, assuming that there's actually good stuff there. And so I'm actually going to get a few more things to set up a forward base. And then, yeah, we're going to go back over to that room and see what we encounter. So I will see you guys over there after I make a base. Okay, welcome back. I am at a little base that I just created. I have a little bit of extra stuff over here, but otherwise I have adventuring inventory on my person. And basically where I am is right before this kind of drops down to where it went down, 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 down over to that big void room. And so that seems like a good place as any to go ahead and set up a base over near this area, I'm hoping. I didn't actually walk all the way back down here to remember just how far we had to go. Perhaps it would have been nicer to have it a little bit closer to where we're about to walk in. But, yes, you may or may not remember this room. And, yeah, basically in this room, I hardly went any distance into it. And there's glowstone on the ceiling. I'd forgotten about that. I can see some monsters and different things down there. But basically, I only went down here, and there ended up being a wool through there. But it looks like this room is very big. And so, my goal is to explore more of this room. And it's going to be very difficult, because basically, if we do explore it kind of down at ground level, we won't be able to see, 1 or 2 steps in front of us. But if we explore it way up in the sky, we might get knocked off by skeletons and different things like that. And so I'm not sure what is the best strategy. Since I do think I need to kind of light up the floor of it, I do want to explore it kind of down near this level. And so I think I'm going to do what I was kind of doing before over here, which is basically try to stand up on a wall that's too high, like I'm doing right here. And so I have tons of sandstone in my inventory. And so I think I'm basically going to place... Oh, and I hear a skeleton firing at me with his new bow sound that I can barely hear. And now, of course, I don't see where he went. Yes, this is going to be very difficult. I think he's right around the corner here, yeah. I could also just try lighting things up on the ground, but I'm going to try... Ah, darn it. Oh, there's all kinds of enemies over here. I wonder if I should... I don't know what to do. The good news is the skeletons are still very poor shots. And maybe I should just go ahead and also just have a kind of nice stairway that goes all the way down to the bedrock level and just walk around on the plane and try to add some light. I do have a full armor bar, and I do have all my health. And so, assuming I don't fall in any holes or anything... Oh my goodness! It looks like there was another doorway over there, and so I am feeling good about having possibly... Yes, I thought I heard that. The skeleton just shot the slime. And here's the skeleton. Yes, it is so hard to see enemies down here. Okay, so it seems like there's a doorway right there. And so what I think I'm going to try to do is once again kind of like build a little sandstone bridge that goes over to that doorway, and I guess we'll explore that doorway next and hope that it also goes somewhere that will eventually bring us to another room where we might find some wool. And so basically I'm going to cordon things off like this. There's a creeper. Hello. Not really all that nice to see ya. I'll also put some light up on the top of these things as well to make sure monsters aren't spawning on top of this. And yes, there's that doorway. Yes, I'm feeling really good about this now in terms of this must be the section of the map that I neglected to fully explore. Okay, great. And I will even add 1 step so that I can get back down here. But now let's see what happens as we try to walk through this crazy doorway to who knows where. And let's also hope we don't fall through the bottom of the earth. So I need to, oop, just like that, keep an eye out for any holes in the ground. So that appears to let you just fall off the bottom of the map. And I don't see another room here. It's possible that there's another room up there. Should I try to explore and see if there's another room? This feels extremely dangerous. There might be a room, or this might just be the end of the map. I think this might just be the end of the map. And so this was just to try to trick you to kind of fall out at the end of the map. And so I'm going to keep exploring inside this room instead. But if all else fails, we could go back there and see if that does actually extend out to anywhere. But I would really like to not fall off of the end of the map and lose all of my stuff by falling out of the void. At least not this early in the game. Okay, and I cannot hear, sorry, I cannot see where the enemies are coming from. The good news is, so far, the spawn rates suggest, merely enemies spawning in empty space in the darkness, as opposed to spawners around here. If there were spawners, that would make this really horrible and ugly. And I probably did not bring enough torches for all of this. And so all of these sandstone blocks seem to just be Endermen. Okay, there is another doorway over here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and walk in it and see if this one seems to take me anywhere. Oh my gosh, Ghasts. Okay. Wow. Well, that sounded awesome and terrifying. Obviously, that's going to be a next place to go. Assuming that that was actually like where the Ghasts were, as opposed to I just got close enough to a spawner and possibly there's Ghasts in this room now. Who knows? Yuck. Oops, and I just got knocked off by a skeleton, but that's okay because my walkway back is over here because I have a mental model in my head of how this all plays out. Yuck. There is a Ghast somewhere now. He might be in that room. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Guude, you are a big meanie. We need to explore more of this room, but I need to get more torches, so I'm going to go back to the base, and I will see you guys in a little bit. I am back at my base, and I still hear the Ghast. And so, unfortunately, I believe that tells me that the room we were just in at the bedrock void layer has a big open ceiling above it, and I'm actually somewhere near that ceiling. And so, yes, I expect this is going to be very unpleasant. I'm going to try to find another way into that room from a much higher level, because I think that's going to be the next correct thing to do. In any case, I need to get a little more prepared. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back above the ceiling of this room, and it looks like I've already actually lit up about half of it. Back over there is where I walked through and first started hearing the Ghast spawn, and so I'm going to try to carve around the ceiling more on this side to get a little bit more light into here from the top and get a better sense of just what's going on in this room and seeing if there is a big open space somewhere where the Ghasts are spawning. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, I dropped some lava over in the corner of the room over there. I did manage to catch myself on fire, but fortunately I was carrying a bucket of water, and so I put myself back out. And right now, I don't see a whole lot else in this room, and so I'm going to continue carving over in the ceiling. At some point, I expect I'm going to get within the range of a Ghast spawner, and then who knows what will happen. Okay, well, I've come around the other side of the room, and I don't see, I've got some lava kind of blocking the wall over here, but I don't see any other entrances or exits, and so basically the place where I went down towards the Ghast seems like it might be the only other place to go. And also right now, there's hardly any mobs, since I have some of the lava that's still around here, and so I think I am going to go ahead and carve down to the bottom, light up a little bit more of this floor, and then we'll just have to head over to where that tunnel was with the Ghasts at some point and start heading over that way. Okay, so I added some more torches on the floor. I didn't completely light up the room, but in any case, the hallway, oops, I've lost my frame rate here, the hallway down there that we started walking through when we heard the Ghast seems to be the correct way to go. But nevertheless, I'm still tempted not to walk through there and instead, up at the ceiling level, go ahead and dig over in that same direction and see if that brings us out into another room over that way. So I'm going to try to do that, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm kind of at the ceiling level, I don't know, maybe 16 blocks above where the bedrock tunnel was, and unfortunately, I reach what appears to be a bedrock wall here that I fear may be a wall that's going to extend the whole way, and so there's no other way to get into that room. And furthermore, I was hearing ghasts as I walked over there. And so unfortunately, under the assumption that that wall kind of like goes all the way across, it seems like possibly the only way to get there is via the doorway that I was going through down here. And so I guess we're going to go back down here and find that doorway and go back through it. I'm not sure if it's this way or that way. It's right here. And so I should have torches along the way in here. But it seems like we're going to have to just try to walk out into the entrance of this room this way. Oh, right. It was the void. I forgot about that. Wow. I forgot that there was the void down here. Yuck. So what do? I wonder. I don't know. It's not the case that there's any floor there, right? Right. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I'm digging around back up at like level 16 or so, around the outside of this thing, and it seems like perhaps this is... Yuck. This is approximately like a 32 by 32 room or so in terms of... I don't know how tall it is. And I definitely, on the one hand, I hear gas spawning. On the other hand, I do also hear them dying, and dying quickly. I'm guessing they're just swimming out the bottom of the map and swimming kind of out into the void. And I guess what I need to do is walk in down at the bedrock level where I can barely see anything and start placing cobblestone to make a floor, because I think gas fireballs aren't strong enough to destroy cobblestone, because whenever you go to the nether, you bring in cobblestone in order to make a secure structure. And so I think I'm going to have to do that. And I was just carving all the way around this thing just to kind of like double check or triple check that there really wasn't another way in. But it appears that there's really not another way in. And so this is going to be extremely unpleasant and possibly tedious. But I'm going to have to go back to the base, get a bunch of cobblestone, which I might have to use my cobblestone generator to make more of. I can make a cobblestone generator over here, that just occurred to me. And then start trying to put in a cobblestone floor, kind of at the bottom level, then I can just start getting into this room and seeing what's inside of it, I guess. Because I don't know what else to do. But I have carved all the way around. It seems like it's about maybe 32 by 32. And so, I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, I've brought extremely minimal inventory, since I feel like I'm probably likely to make a mistake. But I brought some cobblestone. Oh wow, and it's lined with torches. Interesting. And I'm sure gas are going to start spawning in just a moment. But basically, I'm going to start trying to erect a barrier for when they do start spawning. Just like that. Okay, and I at least have kind of a basic entrance, and then I'm going to start to try to build a staircase up the side. And yeah, hopefully as we get up higher, higher up into the side, we'll be able to see what's going on. And so I'm going to come back here with some more cobblestone now that I have a little bit of confidence, and we'll try that out. Yuck, 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 yuck.